Melania Trump just secured a $40 million deal with Amazon Studios, licensing them to make a documentary about her life. And reportedly, this is being directed by Brett Ratner, who is known for Rush Hour, but also known for his sexual assault allegations. He got Me Too'd. He was accused by 6 women, actually more than 6 women, back at the height of the Me Too movement in 2017. He's kind of been out of work since then, since Warner Brothers cut ties with him.
He has not directed since 2015, and he has not produced since 2019.
So he's basically been out of work since then, and this is his first comeback after getting unanimously canceled by his industry. And I don't know anything about those allegations. I read into the surface level. Obviously, he has denied them.
My favorite part is that they referred to Rush Hour as auteur.
Auteur?
He's the Rush Hour auteur. To be fair,
That's funny.
Rush Hour is a masterpiece, and everybody should go rewatch it. So they're right.
I am most excited because this promises cameos of not just Trump, but Barron Trump. They're gonna be showing Barron Trump actually speaking.
Lots of talking.
Lots of actual, like, we're gonna learn about his personality and their family dynamic. At least that's what I'm hoping. Source tells Page 6 that Melania has gotten more comfortable opening herself up to the public. She's been very savvy about what she says, and she's gotten more comfortable speaking in front of people and on TV. She's more confident and has taken full control of her public image, which she knows is worth millions. And she's ready to be paid for the work that she puts into the doc and revealing more about herself.
I don't think that she should even have been self-conscious about it. I remember like 2 years. It's way more than that now because they've been out of office for so long. There was like these leaked audio tapes of her complaining about the media. That was like my favorite thing ever. She's like, I hate these people.
It was a former assistant of hers who was secretly recording their conversations. And one of the things that she said was about the media. Another thing that she said was that she resented having to deal with decorating the White House for Christmas, and she thought it was effing stupid. And everyone just knows that she's an Eastern European queen.
I mean,
like ice queen.
I wish she'd fake it for that, because I do think that there's something to be said about tradition.
She likes Christmas. But she doesn't like having to be the one that decorates the White House.
She's like, I don't want to do that. That's what I hire people for.
Exactly. She never had to do that before. We have another 20 from Zach Hates YouTube. Happy New Year to both of you. Welcome back. Missed you during the break. I might hate YouTube, but I love PCC. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
That is actually really funny. And thank you, Zach. But it's really funny to think like, so she gets a promotion to the highest office in the land and now has to do more work than she had to do before she was there.
It's giving Meghan Markle, except I love Melania, so I don't care if it's a double standard at all. And to be fair to her, she was in the entertainment industry and was a celebrity in her own right with Trump. They were a celebrity couple before taking office.
Yes.
But I think she felt the need to agree to a project like this and executive produce a documentary on herself.
Why?
Because of the relentless hate that she has received for
you
years
think it's like
now.
She's like setting the record straight.
Yeah, she wants to set the record straight. She wants to reclaim the narrative about who she is, because all of these people, like all of these people in the fashion world, for instance, kind of shut her out and they cornered her when, ironically, they put Jill Biden on the cover of Vogue, but refused to put Melania Trump. Like, okay, it doesn't make sense to me that you're going to put Jill Biden on the cover of Vogue, but not put Melania Trump on the cover of Vogue, who is literally a supermodel, because you don't like the political views of her husband. That's insane. And she is a cultural icon, regardless of whether you agree with anything she believes. The kind of most endearing thing about her, is that you don't know who she really is behind the scenes, and you don't know what she really thinks. She's mysterious.
Some people actually, they do themselves a disservice by revealing too much because their power is in the mysterious nature of their image, right? She also, like, look, making sure that she's on board as like a producer is important in this case, because if you're Donald Trump or anybody sympathetic to him, you should be immediately weary of anything that's produced. It's like, what does Trump do? He goes, I'm going to go do an interview with CNN, and then shocked Pikachu face. They cut it up and make me look like crap. Like, he's always kind of pined for the affection of the mainstream media because he had it so much growing up. When he was, famous before he ran for president. So she should keep her head on a swivel. Obviously, Jeff Bezos, who donated to Trump's inauguration campaign, like so many, like if you didn't see this guy's like OpenAI, Bezos, Meta, Tim Cook from Apple, all donated money. Oh, by the way, guys.
Thank you.
I have a new crisis party, but it's not ready yet.
Okay.
I needed to, I need to get some stuff.
We'll let you cook. We'll let that simmer.
I had an equipment malfunction in the when I was editing. I will have the new crisis party up soon. It is bound to scare everybody in this office. It's so loud.
Okay.
Don't worry. But the point being that, like, look, there's a weird cultural shift going on right now, at least at the professional level, at the business level, where if you guys didn't see today, Mark Zuckerberg's talking about, oh my God, censorship is so bad, and we're going to get rid of the fact checkers. And I know that sounds like an aside, but it's not. The point is that all of these people are now coalescing and giving money to Trump for his inauguration campaign, and there seems to be this shift where, that pendulum, when it comes back the other way, it comes back the other way hard, and this to me is just a sign of that. Whereas 4 years ago, definitely 8 years ago, they never would have been willing to make this documentary unless it was supposed to guarantee to have a negative slant, and it would not have involved her in any way, shape, or form along the way.
Right, it would not have been she wouldn't have been
on the authorization for it.
Definitely not. And another source told Page Six that Jeff Bezos took a personal interest in the documentary.
Well, you know what happened? He met his
mob wife.
Yes, his mob wife, and now he's a completely different person.
He kind of wants to model his own marriage after that of Trump. We have another 25 Canadian dollars from Kyle Dixon. Hey, PCC, I'm a dad now. Dorothy Dixon, born December 22nd, 2024, last of the generation Alpha. No betas in this house.
Yep, every poor kids are going to all be my hope is that by the time that those kids come to the age where you can be teased, that term just won't be culturally relevant anymore.
Well, congratulations.
Congratulations, man. That's a big deal.
The birth of your daughter, and I think she has an adorable name. I love the name Dorothy. It's kind of just in time for Wicked.
Yes.
But yeah, I think that it's also interesting they chose a canceled person to direct this, and telling as well that they had to find someone who would even be willing to take this on.
I honestly think they would have been able to find somebody else too, but
I don't know if they would have been as impartial.
Yeah. Yep.
It remains to be seen if it will be.
That is the hope, is that they do a good job being as impartial as possible when making this. Fun fact: my dad went to see the Bob Dylan movie over the holiday break. And I was just like, oh, why would you do that?
I forgot that was even coming out.
I was like, well, I mean, other than the fact that Bob Dylan sucks, why would you go see that?
They're going because they love Timothy Chalamet.
and then I was like, there should be a moratorium on making biopics about people that are still alive.
Yeah.
Sorry. Documentaries, yes. Biopics, no.
Maybe even just biopics in general, because I'm sick of them.
I'm kind of on board, especially
I'm fine
about
with the documentary, but a Melania biopic, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
And I think that she might be revealing too much. Like,
it'll hurt her aura.
Yeah, she has such a strong aura, and everyone knows that she's a bad bitch. Yeah. Everybody knows that. Everyone knows that she, like, the face card never declines. Well, she's mysterious and cold and calculating, and you don't know what's going on behind her eyes.
It's kind of like, it's not like Jackie O, but Jackie O had her own mystique that was separate from her husband.
Definitely, yeah. But there's with Jackie O, is more of a whimsical.
Yeah. But it was his own thing. Like, apart from her husband, she had there was if you described someone as having Jackie O style, you would understand what they meant.
Right.
At least women would. I wouldn't. But
definitely,
it's a term I've heard.
But about Brett Ratner, they say the Melania documentary is his first film as a director since 2014's Hercules.
And to be fair, canceled or not, that movie's a good enough reason to not be given any roles.
You didn't need to get accused of assault for that to happen.
Like that. I mean, that one should have probably hurt The Rock's career too.
Ratner was accused of assault and harassment by 6 women, including actresses Olivia Munn and Natasha Henstridge. Elliot Page also accused him of sexual harassment and also outing them. That, as a result, meant that Warner Bros. Had to cut ties with him soon after.
Yeah.
And I think there were several other allegations against him as well. It wasn't even just that.
Yeah. So we'll have to wait and see where it goes. But I think it'll be interesting. I like the idea of seeing some of these productions that kind of signal a shift back to center where, you know, somebody who's culturally influential can have something made about them, and it doesn't have to tie back to the fact that everybody who's a far left lunatic thinks that, you know, everyone to the right, you know, to the left of Stalin is a Nazi.
I would just caution against thinking that people like Jeff Bezos, people like Mark Zuckerberg, people like Tim Cook just woke up one day and they were like,
business.
I was wrong. Yeah, it's a business move.
That's fine.
And they're only going to publicly show support insofar as it personally benefits them and their bottom line.
But I think
it's not ideological. I wouldn't say it's okay or not okay. I just think that people are getting too easily swindled by them framing it as an ideological change that they underwent.
That's a problem.
You know,
when they frame it as if I've seen the error of my ways, I would rather you didn't lie to me and just say, like, look, I want to make money at my business, and my business now aligns with your values. Now we could, you know, go all over the place about whether we believe they should have done that beforehand. The fact of the matter is the best way to influence somebody is to make it beneficial for them, right? And if you want to see change, the best way to do that is to make sure that what you believe is what is culturally influential at the time. So as long as they fall in camp with you, that's okay. Just know not to trust them, only as far as you can throw them. Right. That's the best you can do, and just go from there and look out for your own interest. But I still think that this could be very, very... this would probably be more interesting to me than one about Trump, because his life is so much more documented and heavily covered that this would actually probably be more interesting.
Right, yeah.
Almost like, it's kind of like every so often TV shows will do a thing where they'll do an episode from like a secondary character's point of view. I would almost like to see like all of these, like if they were to make a biopic one day... Here's an interesting premise. It's like all of the influential moments in Trump's presidency or the times when he's running for president and even before, but from her perspective being in the same place as him, as almost like a camera, you know. Like,
that would be really interesting.
Like, I don't think she was there in Pittsburgh. I don't think she was there when he was almost assassinated. But imagine like if she had been, and the story has her, you know, it's shown from her perspective from the sidelines rather than his perspective as it happens. I think that that could be an interesting way to frame a narrative for a biopic if they were to do that.
That's like exactly the way that they made the Priscilla movie.
Okay.
It's about Elvis from Priscilla's eyes.
Okay. Well, there you go.
I think that's a really good way that they could do it. I just don't trust them, and you shouldn't either.
You should not. All right. Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media, and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.